Hello and welcome. My name is Gabrielle, and I am one of the AmeriCorps service members at Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary. Today, I want to talk about something interesting and important. We're going to talk about the albatross. Before we talk about the albatross, I want to tell you a little bit about where I work. I work for Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary, a marine protected area off the coast of Washington State that protects over 3,000 square miles of ocean waters. Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary covers 135 coastline miles from Cape Flattery to Copalis River. Few places can compete with Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary's diversity. Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary has habitats such as rocky and sandy intertidal, nearshore kelp beds, submarine canyons, and subtidal reefs. Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary is also home to 29 species of marine mammals and 128 species of seabird. Let's talk about one specific seabird, the albatross. There are 22 species of albatross in the world. Albatross are best known for their incredible wingspans. Wandering albatross, for instance, have the largest wingspan of any bird in the world, up to 12 feet. Albatross species take advantage of sea surface winds using a technique in which the wind lifts them up and then they rapidly glide downward. This flying technique is known as dynamic soaring and allows albatross to fly huge distances. In calm weather, albatross often rest on the sea surface until the wind increases enough to fly efficiently. There are two types of albatross that are known to visit Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary, the Laysan and the black-footed albatross, pictured here on the left side of your screen. Albatross are known to spend most of their life flying over the open ocean, but they will land once a year to nest and have babies. Here is a map of the Hawaiian Islands. The islands circled in black are the main Hawaiian Islands that people can visit. I want to focus on the small remote islands of northwest Hawaii, specifically Laysan Island, Kura Atoll, and Midway Atoll. This is where the albatross will spend their time breeding and raising young. People are not allowed on these islands unless they have permits to conduct research. These northwestern Hawaiian Islands are within the Papahanaumokuakea Marine National Monument and are some of the most remote islands in the world. Here we see a pattern of a giant circle, or what we call a gyre, in the North Pacific, made from all the currents in our ocean. Gyres form in each of the ocean basins, creating the swirling convergence zone that in this case holds in and traps garbage into what is commonly known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Right in the middle of this garbage patch are those remote Hawaiian Islands where hundreds of albatross nest each year. Parent albatross leave the nest to hunt for food for their chicks. Albatross feed on squid, flying fish eggs, and crabs, all of which float on or near the surface of the ocean. Do you know what else floats in the water? Plastic. Do you think albatross can tell the difference between floating plastic and food? Not really. Parents often pass these plastic on to their babies when they feed them. We see a Laysan albatross chick that has passed away because its belly is full of plastic. There were 306 pieces of plastic debris found inside the albatross chick. Albatross eat plastic and feel full, but their bodies can't process these plastic pieces. So while they feel full, they're actually starving. Thankfully, albatross chicks produce something called a bolus. It's similar to an owl pellet. The chicks regurgitate anything in their stomach they can't digest. You can see one of these boluses in the image on the bottom left of your screen, right next to the baby albatross. Normally, that would be mostly squid beaks, but now scientists are finding more and more plastic. Scientists can use the albatross chick boluses to help understand what they're eating. Let's investigate and dissect an albatross bolus together to see what we find.
This bolus came from a scientist who has worked closely with the albatross on the Hawaiian Islands. Initially, we can see a lot of different things here. First, let's go through the materials. I am using a pointer to help me go through the materials without having to touch them with my own hands. They are totally safe to touch with your own hands though. I just find that this tool is easier to control. I'm also using this baking sheet so that I can spread out the bolus really well and see all of the little bits and pieces. The black bits that you see here are crushed squid beak. Here, let me show you a closer look of a squid beak. Do you see how it's called a beak? These are hard, parts of squids, the only hard parts of cephalopods. I think these are so cool. You can really see that there are a lot in this tray, but there's also some things that are unnatural. So let's go through it and put our bolus into two piles. We're gonna create a pile of natural stuff, just like these squid beaks here, and unnatural stuff like this plastic. So here we see a bottle cap. This might look like it's real, like a rock or something, but it's actually a really hard piece of plastic. These little itty bitty dots here, these are called nurdles. This is what every plastic starts out as. They also fill your Beanie Babies and your beanbag chairs. To an albatross, these look a lot like flying fish eggs. You see, we have some twigs here. That's natural. We can put that in our natural pile. Lots and lots of full squid beaks. That's really rare to have in one of these. Ooh, some plastic. More condensed plastic. Look at all of these nurdles. This is really hard to sort out because the plastic covers a lot of what's in here. This is old styrofoam. Gross. Now remember, this is what comes out of a baby albatross before they fledge the nest or leave for the first time. Can you imagine having a belly full of plastics? Oof, no fun. You can see that I am really struggling to organize it because these nurdles are everywhere. Even things that look natural are unnatural to an albatross. How much of this albatross bolus do you think is plastic versus natural? Can you give me a percentage? All right, that's all the time we have, but I hope you enjoyed learning a bit more about albatross and marine debris. It's important that we do our part in reducing plastic waste, recycling what we can, and rethinking our impacts. Thanks for watching.